Hey, what's going on, everyone? So this video is going to focus on an indicator that is really showing a lot of bullish signs to me across the entire crypto space. Specifically, going to be looking at a lot of altcoins for this video, and we're just going to be talking about why this indicator is such a big deal. And this indicator is the 50 moving average. So the chart I have in front of me right now is WRX, and I just want to show you guys what happens when we cross over the 50 moving average. So as you guys can see right over here, we have that first move above the 50 moving average, and then over here we have that second move. And if you guys notice, one thing that happens each time we cross over this moving average is that we see a very large move up. So this first time we saw about a 210% move up, and the second time so far we've seen about a 60, a little bit over a 60% move up. So I'm going to do a WRX analysis separately. You guys can watch that as well. So let's move on to the next point so you guys can see that there as well. So this one is XRP. And as you guys can see, we're right about at that moving average resistance. So this is a resistance when you're below it, and it's a support when you're above it. And as you guys can see, anytime we're under that moving average, you have a large dump as well. So when that support breaks, you see a large move down, just like how when the resistance is broken, you see a large move up. Like right over here, we had over a 50% drop when we broke underneath it. And each time we went underneath it, you saw a large drop. And if we go all the way back to around 2017, you see this area over here when that was broken, you had that first large move from around very low price, around 3 cents. Right over here, you're above it. You have that move up to here, around 1,400% increase. And then again, when we broke above it over here, found support right on it, right there. You had that massive increase. You guys know where that went. That went to around $3. As you can see, we found support on there pretty much perfectly. And we were flirting with support and resistance on this moving average, and then we eventually broke up. And that break up, especially after reaching this resistance over here, the 40-cent resistance, and breaking above it, we really skyrocketed. And then when we broke underneath it, we had the massive fall. But as you can see, once we were really high above it, you know it's a time to sell, as that means it's a bubble, which we saw over here. So let's move on to the next coin. So this one is ICX. And as you guys can see, you don't see all the data from the moving average over here, but as you can see in this area over here, we are above the moving average, and we had that massive move up, which was around 500%. We went all the way to around $12.40 something cents. And then when we broke underneath, we had that massive drop. When that support was lost, we had around a 97% drop. And right now, we're flirting with that resistance again. We're attempting to break up over it, and I believe we will very soon. As you can see over here, recently we broke above it. And that was that move from around 12.5 cents. That took us all the way to over here, around 58 cents, probably around 60. Probably saw around a 370% increase in price. And as you can see, we had multiple attempts to break above this resistance before we finally did. You can see over here, over here, over here, over here, and then over here as well. And then we eventually broke out, stayed above it, found support on it over here. I'll show you guys that. Found support right over here. And then we found resistance when we broke underneath it, right over here. So this is a good tool to use to know when it's time to buy and sell a cryptocurrency asset. And once we get above here, that'd be a really good sign that will probably send us back up to that resistance once again. Let's take a look at the next crypto. So this one is VeChain. This one we don't have that much data with. But as you can see, while we were underneath this moving average, you had that massive drop, which took us all the way down to around here, around 70% drop. And then when we broke above the moving average once again, oops, wrong indicator, wrong thing, found support on it, we had around 140% increase. And right now we're flirting with that 50 moving average once again. So I'm looking to see this one go above that moving average as well. That'd be a very bullish sign in my opinion. And this one is the entire altcoin market cap. And as you guys can see, that initial move above it, above the 50 moving average all the way back here, is what gave us that giant bull market in 2017. And that led to a huge increase in percentage. nowhere near the top, and we're at like 4,500%. Right around the top over here was around 17,546% increase, which is huge and shows just how important this indicator is. And then over here, you can see we went under it, dropped a bit, and then once we got right back above it, we had that massive increase from here all the way up to that top. So we had a few times where we went underneath it, we fell to these support zones, and as soon as we got back above, we really went up a lot. So over here, we had the move all the way to the top, around a 630% increase. If you got in at that low, obviously, you did very well. But over here, we could see that we're also flirting with that resistance once again. I'm going to have a completely separate altcoin market cap video that goes into these trend lines over here. But this overall is looking bullish, and a move above that zone would be a very good sign. And then over here, we also have Chainlink. As you guys can see, this multiple times has flirted with this 50 MA moving average. We went above, came back down below, found support, and then shot back up again. And then we went right back down below, but we found support in this area over here. This area is where we seem to find support and bounce up again. And this is where we had a nice jump up over here. This initial move above this moving average over here, around the 50 cent region, gave us that initial move up around 760%. And then over here, once again, we had that 130% increase. So I'm looking to see Chainlink move up against that, up above that as well in the near term. And then for the final one, Holochain. So I'm looking to see Holochain break up above this as well. And the previous time that we did that, so a massive increase of around 370%. And when we fell underneath it, we had a massive drop as well. And that has put us into this rising wedge over here. And a move out of that rising wedge and a break above that moving average can really be huge for us. I'd say we're probably going to have that move above the moving average, probably around 0.0007. And that's probably what will lead us to this next high over here and eventually above that. So hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. Please leave any comments down below with suggestions, any questions, and make sure to join the Telegram chat while it's still free. Link is down below. And make sure to give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more content like this. Take care, guys.